Today's lesson is Chapter 10, Lesson 3, Area of Composite Figures. Today we're going to take the things we learned earlier and we're going to apply them with shapes that are a little bit unusual, that we don't necessarily have formulas for. So today we are going to find the area of composite figures. We're going to use the knowledge from parallelograms, quadrilaterals, parallelograms, triangles, and trapezoids. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take a shape like, for example, this one right here, and we're going to find the area. There is not a formula for that shape, but all we need to do here is split it in. So for example, if this is 5, if this is 7, let's see, this would have to be 12. If this is 3 and this is 8 and this is 11, what we have here is a composite figure. And what composite means is composite is made of more than one different thing. So now we can't just find this area alone, but what we can do is we can split it into two different shapes that we do know. So if we split it like that, we could either split it like that or we could split it like this. It doesn't matter, it's up to you. I'm going to split it like this. So now what we have is we have two different shapes. We have this vertical rectangle, and then we have this horizontal rectangle right here. So we have two different shapes. Now, do I know how to find the area of rectangles? Of course I do. Rectangle's area is length times width. Now, here's the part that's important. What I need to figure out, what I need to do here. Now, I have a couple numbers here. On this rectangle, I see 11 over here, I see 5 over here, and I see 8 over here. Now, which one of those do I need to use? Well, this whole side over here is 11, so I'm going to use 11 because that is one of the sides. I'm not going to use 8 because, look, 8 only goes over to there. And we need this whole area. So we are going to use 11 because of that. And then we have this other side right here. Now this is all we need right here. We're not going to use this 12 because this 12 is all the way over there. We're not measuring all the way over there. We're just measuring this. And we know that if this side right here is 5, then this side has to be 5. So our rectangle here is 11 by 5. So we know all we have to do is multiply together, and that's going to give us 55 for this one. Okay, now we go into the next one. The next one, let's see, we have this rectangle right here. So we have the number 12 over here, we have the number 7, and we have the number 3. Well, 3, that's going to be this side right here. So we're going to use 3 because that means that this side is also 3. And then what do we use, 7 or 12? Well, we would use 7 because 7 just goes right here. That 12 goes all the way over, and that's not what we're trying to find. That's not our rectangle. So what we're going to do is we are going to use this 7. So this one must be 7 by 3. So we're going to take 7 times 3, and that's going to give us 21 over here. So we have what this rectangle is, and we have what this rectangle is. So all we have to do is add them. So 55 plus 21, our answer is going to be 76 square units. Whatever units we're going to use. Simple as that. All you have to do is split it into different shapes and then find the shapes. Okay, let's try another one. This one's a little more difficult, but if we just use simple knowledge and go one thing at a time, we're able to solve this problem. So what you see here is like an arrow shape. And we have all these different dimensions that we need to use. So the first thing we need to do is split it into two different shapes. Now, the two different shapes, that's pretty easy to figure out, right? We're going to use this whole big triangle. That's going to be one of our shapes. And then we're going to use this rectangle. So the first thing let's do the easy one first. Let's do this rectangle right here. Now, we have this side right here, right? That's 5. So that's going to be one of them, and then we have this 2 right here. Times 2, so that means this rectangle has 10. That was the easy part, right? Now here comes the more difficult part. We need to find this triangle. Now what we need on a triangle is we need to figure out base and height because it's 1/2 base times height. Well, unfortunately for us, we don't have what the base is. The base is this line right here. Let's see if I can make it a different color here. The base is this line right here, but we don't know what that measurement is. And also, the height is this line right here, but we don't know what that is. So we need to do a little problem solving here. So the one thing that we do know, though, is this whole line right here is 9. It says that right there. But all we need is this line right there. Now, one thing we can do to figure it out here is this line is parallel to this line, right? So, if this part of the line is 5, and the whole big line right there is 9, then what does this part have to be? It would have to be 4. Because this whole line is 9, but this part of the line is 5. So that means this has to be 4. Now the other thing we're going to need here is we're going to need our base. Our base is this whole line right there. We have this, and we have this, but we need this for the whole thing. But look, if this side of the rectangle is 2, what's this side have to be? It has to be 2. So if we know that this is 2, this is 2, and this is 2, then we know that this whole thing has got to be 6, because 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. So now we have our base, which is 6, and our height, which is 4. So then we go to 1/2 base height. So we would do 4 times 6 is 24, and then we divide it by 2, so it would be 12. So the triangle is 12, and the rectangle was 10. So that means we do 12 plus 10, and our total area is 22 square units. Easy as pie. Alright, I'm going to have you try one with me now. Okay, so I want you to solve what is the area of that shape. What I would suggest is drawing it in your notes and then splitting it into pieces and figuring out what each of those pieces are. So, pause and solve. Okay. First thing we need to do is split it into 2 shapes we know. You can either do it this way, or you can do it this way. I'm going to choose to do it this way. So, I have one rectangle here, and then I have a separate rectangle, this big rectangle here. So this first one is 5 by 10, because it goes all the way up and down that 10, and it goes all the way across this 5. So it's 5 by 10, so that would mean the area is 50. This one, this 3 is the top, and this 4 is the side, so it's 3 by 4, which would give me 12. So then I have the areas of both of those, so I would say 50 plus 12 is 62 square units. So that's all there is to it. I'm going to leave you with a challenge problem for tomorrow, or whenever you have your next math class. Here it is. This is, like I said, this is a challenge problem. If you think to yourself and use all the things you know about geometry, you'll be able to solve this one. So that's the challenge problem. See if you can solve it. Have a good afternoon, evening, morning. Safety patrol just made an obnoxious noise. We'll see you later.